going, everyone? McKinney here from 3FTV. Today I'll be talking about a subject that I feel is very taboo for a lot of people, especially people who are more in the middle class or aren't necessarily the poorest but aren't the richest, right? I think this is a topic that I've realized over the years, especially getting with my clients who are multimillionaires, some of them being in their early 20 years old, driving around in McLarens and Aston Martins, right, picking their brains, picking their parents' brain, picking other people's brains as well that make a lot of money. But then also on my years of traveling, whether it's been to Costa Rica, Mexico, Panama, Dominican Republic, Laos, Thailand, Ghana, right, Jamaica, these different places I've learned, right? And some of these countries aren't the wealthiest countries out there. Some of them are very, third world. And it's crazy because this same tip I learned from the super wealthy, from the 1% in America, but then also from these people that have nothing, right? And it's funny because from these two opposite ends of the spectrum, they all have the same principles, right? And what that principle is bargaining, right? But before we get into this, I want to make sure that you give this a thumbs up if you like this at the end of the video. Comment below what you think as well. But then please subscribe to this video. It's going to help me get this content out there, and turn on your notifications because it's going to help you get notified when I post awesome content like this. And if you're returning, thank you so much for supporting me, supporting this channel, and supporting God and everything I have set forward and planned for this video. But then, subscribing is just going to help me get this to the community, to the kingdom a lot more. And yeah, so thank you for that. And please follow me on other social media channels. Those will be posted below as well. But just to get into it, I'm going to say bargaining. Bargaining is the number one, or I would say it's a top three, trait that we need to learn, especially in more industrialized and Western cultures. I mean, not Western, industrialized cultures, especially in America, right? America is the worst at bargaining. You don't see it. You see it posted on stores like bargain, cheap, right? Whatever, or cheap, like whatever, things like that. But you don't see people actually live it out, right? And it's somewhat taboo. People don't want to be seen as cheap. People don't want to be seen as poor, so they don't want to bargain. They just like, I can afford full price, like whatever. Or they think they're pressured. They feel pressured to pay full price and not ask for discounts. But America is in the most debt of any country in the world, right? We owe trillions to China. Even American as individuals, right? A lot of 60% of people are in debt of some sort, whether it's school loans, home loans, car loans, credit card loans, especially credit card and school loans. And a lot of people can't afford to pay those, and a lot of people getting more and more debt, right? We know that 30% of people have student loans. That is a crazy amount. Yet, very minimal do we see people bargain, right? And the misconception is if I bargain, I'm a cheapskate and I can't afford it. That is not the case. The reason I say this is because I have had rich clients, multi-millionaire clients, like I stated in the beginning, who have always asked for a deal. They've always asked me my price, and then they've asked, if I sign up for multiple, can I get it cheaper? They've asked, if I bring in my brother or bring in my son, how much will it be then? Or they've asked, like when I've presented them a product that would be actually good for their health, they've always asked, what is the lowest I can get this for? Like, can I get this amount off, right? They are good at bargaining. I talked to my client, he had a BMW M3, and I was like, your brother has an Aston Martin Vantage, right? He's like, I loved it. He's like, also the reason I went there and didn't go with the Mercedes is because the dealership wasn't budging on the price. He ended up upgrading to a McLaren 720, which is a beautiful car. He got the Spider, right? But he said he did that because that car had the best deal, and he searched all around. He searched out of the state of California as well, in different states, different dealerships in California, and that had the best deal, and they gave him the best turn-in for his other lease, right? He leased it for that reason because you can bargain on this. And a lot of wealthy people know this, right? They bargain on their leases, they bargain on their housing, right? The real estate investments. We see corporations, multi-million-dollar corporations, billion-dollar corporations, they bargain on their sponsorship deals, their endorsements, they bargain on contracts, they bargain on partnerships, right? They bargain on so many things. Yet us everyday people find it hard to bargain, where we find it hard to ask someone, right, what is the lowest you can go on this, or to go in firm and be like, this is all I have, can you make it work or not? All they can say is no, right? But if they say yes, you just saved so much money. I don't know how much money it is, it depends on the item, but you just saved a lot of money. Or you can simply be like, this, I found it over here, this is the price, right? A lot of places bargain, a lot of corporations bargain, but we do not bargain, right? I learned from my travel experiences that someone will start at $30, but they are willing to go down to $3 because really they paid $1 or it's worth $1, but they can get as much money as they can, they're going to shoot for that. Never accept someone's first offer. That's what I learned from traveling, and even just talking to these wealthy people, or talking to investors, or talking to financial gurus or coaches. They always say never accept the first offer. And I'm not saying lowball people, but you need to understand that that first offer that's made to you, or that first price, is never the price that you should pay and you should accept. This goes even into finding a job, right? Because a lot of times jobs will send you an offer, or they'll put like, this is how much you're willing to pay, and that is actually not the maximum that they're willing to pay. They just put that because as a company, as the hiring manager, they have to save the company as much money as possible while getting talent, right? Which means that you can bargain the salary to a certain point if your skills match, right? So that's if your skills match, or if you have a good talk game and you can highlight things and over exaggerate things, right? I'm not saying lie, but that is a benefit of bargaining. If you can do that, then you can always ask for a higher pay, or maybe that's the most a company can pay, but you can bargain in for staying home a day, right? Instead of working 5 days a week, you're gonna work from the office, you're working 4 days a week and 1 day remote. You can bargain for an extra week of vacation, a paid vacation, or you can bargain for extra benefits like healthcare or whatever, or them to pay for your transportation, your relocation, things of that nature, right? But a lot of times people are scared to bargain. It goes so much that you probably right now are watching this and was scared to ask your boss for a raise or for a pay advance or whatever, right? That's all a part of bargaining. Bargaining is the key to life. Bargaining, you have to bargain to get in a relationship. You got to bargain to, have someone be interested into you. You have to bargain to get engaged or to get married, right? You have to show the benefits, and you have to, there's a lot of bargaining that goes into it, right? So, but I think this is the number one skill. I keep saying number one. It might be because I keep saying it, but it is the top 3 skill that a lot of Americans, especially a lot of people who are in debt, do not use. The poor use this all the time because they cannot afford things. So they try to get it down as low as possible, and if they can't get it, they go to the next person and try to bargain. You see people bargain when they barter for services. It is out there, yet we do not utilize it. And a lot of people are actually undervaluing themselves, so they don't bargain, or they're overpaying and overvaluing something else when they can actually get it for a lot cheaper, right? So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this changes your perspectives and tells you, I need to start bargaining, right? I need to bargain for everything out there. I need to see what the cost to, if it's a service. Let's say you're getting someone to repair something in your house. What is that person's cost? What is that person's time cost as well? What are they charging? Do I not see that it's worth that much? Okay, let me not shoot them low, but let me discount it by $20 or whatever and see if they offer that. If they say no, cool. Maybe you still need it, so you hire it. But if they say yes, you just save that. And over time, that adds up. Or even if it's a product, if it's a house, if it's a car, if it's paying back a certain debt that you owe, right? Some debt collector, bargaining that down. Whatever it is, bargaining is an essential skill. Or even buying. I just bought a alcohol and coffee rack, a bar rack, right, from my house, and we bargained that from $50 to $30. And I sent multiple messages to people saying, hey, this might be too low because you're saying 80 or saying 70, but how much will you take? And people went down about half the price, right? I would have paid full price if I didn't bargain, but because I did, I saved money. And that adds up over time, over a year. By the time you retire, just to think about how much money you could have saved, and that money could have been put into an investment. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you feel encouraged. Let me know what you think. Let me know the best deal you've gotten. Share this with someone that needs to hear this. And let me know if you're starting to change your perspective on this as well. Hopefully this makes sense. See you guys in the next video. And make sure you give the thumbs up.